The American tire industry replaced 45 million tires last year that did not need to be replaced. Not tires that failed. Not tires that blew out on the highway. Tires that were worn out ahead of schedule. Prematurely destroyed by 3 specific mistakes that their owners made every single day without knowing they were making them. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration tracks premature tire replacement as a distinct failure category, and their data is consistent year after year. Approximately 35% of all tire replacements in the United States are driven by owner error. I'm Tyler Williams. Most people know me as Motor Grease Monkey. 15 years in garages, dealing with worn-out tires, blowouts, and mistakes that could have been easily avoided. And today we're talking about the 3 common tire mistakes that are quietly destroying your tires way faster than they should. Not by tire age, not by road conditions, not by manufacturing defect. 35% of the money Americans spend replacing tires is money they did not have to spend. It left their wallets and entered a $200 billion industry because nobody sat them down and explained 3 things that take under 10 minutes to understand and under 10 minutes to check. The average American driver spends $637 per year on tires. That figure comes from industry data tracked by the Tire Industry Association. Over a 10-year ownership period, that is $6,370 in rubber. Drivers who understand the 3 mistakes in this video and eliminate them from their habits consistently spend $300 to $400 less per year on tires than the national average, because their tires last 25 to 40% longer than the tires of drivers who do not. That gap adds up to $3,000 over 10 years, not from buying better tires, not from driving less, from correcting 3 specific habits. Here are the 3 mistakes, and here is exactly how much each one is costing you right now. Mistake number 1. You are inflating your tires to the wrong pressure, and the number printed on the tire is the reason. Walk out to your car right now and look at the sidewall of any one of your tires. Somewhere on that sidewall, molded into the rubber in raised letters, you will find a number followed by the letters PSI. On most passenger car tires, it reads somewhere between 44 PSI and 51 PSI. On truck and SUV tires, it can read as high as 80 PSI. Tens of millions of American drivers read that number, walk to the air pump at the petrol station, and inflate their tires to exactly that figure. They believe they are doing the right thing. They believe the number on the tire is the correct inflation pressure for their vehicle. That number is not the recommended inflation pressure for your vehicle. It is the maximum pressure the tire casing can physically contain before the structural integrity of the tire is compromised. It is a safety ceiling, not a target. Inflating your tires to the maximum sidewall pressure is the mechanical equivalent of running your engine at its maximum rated RPM every time you pull out of a driveway. It is technically within the machine's tolerances. It is also destroying the component faster than any normal use pattern was designed to cause. Here is what overinflation actually does to your tires. When a tire is inflated above its recommended pressure, the carcass becomes rigid, and the contact patch, the section of tread that physically touches the road surface, narrows. Instead of the full tread width making contact with the road, only the center band of the tread is carrying the load. The center wears at 2 to 3 times the rate of the shoulders, producing a characteristic bald stripe down the middle of the tire. While the outer edges still look new, the tire reaches its wear limit in the center. While 40% of the tread depth on the shoulders is still usable rubber, you are replacing a tire that is 60% worn, because the 60% worn section happens to be in the middle. The money you spent on the outer edges is gone. It never touched the road. Overinflation also hardens the ride, reduces cornering grip, and increases the risk of impact damage from potholes and road debris. A properly inflated tire absorbs an impact through controlled deformation of the carcass. An overinflated tire transmits that impact directly to the wheel and suspension. Because the carcass has no flex to give, the tire does not absorb the hit. It takes it. Now here is what underinflation does. Because this is the mistake the NHTSA considers the more dangerous of the 2. The Tire Industry Association's own survey data shows that at any given time, approximately 50% of passenger vehicles on American roads are running on at least one underinflated tire. 1 in 2 cars. Not slightly underinflated. Significantly underinflated, by 6 psi or more below the recommended pressure. At that level of underinflation, the sidewalls of the tire flex excessively with every rotation. That flex generates heat. Heat is the primary cause of catastrophic tire failure, the sudden high-speed structural separation that causes blowouts. The NHTSA attributes approximately 11,000 crashes per year in the United States to tire failure. And underinflation is identified as a contributing factor in the majority of them. You are not just destroying the tire prematurely. You are creating a blowout risk that operates silently every mile you drive. The fix is on the door jamb of your car. Open the driver's side door and look at the sticker on the door frame or the B-pillar. That sticker lists the manufacturer's recommended cold inflation pressure for your specific vehicle, front axle and rear axle separately. That number was determined by the engineers who designed the suspension geometry, the load distribution, the handling characteristics, and the expected wear pattern of your specific car. It is not the number on the tire sidewall. It is almost always lower than the number on the tire sidewall. Use it. Check your tires cold before the car has been driven more than a mile, once per month and before any long journey. A tire pressure gauge costs $8 at any auto parts store. The set of tires it saves you from replacing early costs $800 to $1,400. Mistake number 2. You are not rotating your tires, and the front axle is paying the full price. Your car does not distribute its workload equally between its 4 tires. On a front-wheel drive vehicle, the drivetrain configuration of the majority of passenger cars sold in the United States, the front tires are simultaneously steering the car, transmitting engine torque to the road surface, and handling the majority of the braking load. Under hard braking, the front axle carries approximately 60 to 70% of the total braking force, because weight transfers forward when the car decelerates. The rear tires on a front-wheel drive vehicle do comparatively little. They maintain directional stability and share a minority of the braking load. They are essentially along for the ride. The mechanical consequence of this load imbalance is straightforward and documented. On a front-wheel drive vehicle with no rotation schedule, front tires wear between 2 and 3 times faster than rear tires. A driver who purchases a set of 4 tires and never rotates them will find the fronts at the legal wear limit of 2/32 NDS of an inch tread depth, while the rears still have 50% or more of their original tread. At that point, the driver faces a choice: replace just the fronts and run mismatched tires, with dramatically different grip levels between the axles, a handling and safety compromise that tire engineers specifically advise against. Or replace all 4 tires simultaneously, paying for 2 rear tires that still had thousands of miles of useful life remaining. The cost of that decision is $400 to $700 in tires that were not yet worn out, repeated every time the pattern cycles. The Rubber Manufacturers Association recommends tire rotation every 5,000 to 7,500 miles, roughly aligned with the oil change interval on most modern vehicles. That recommendation exists specifically to equalize the wear rate across all 4 tires, extend the point at which the full set reaches its wear limit simultaneously, and eliminate the premature replacement cycle that uneven wear creates. A driver who rotates on schedule gets 25 to 30% more total mileage from a set of tires than a driver who does not. On a $1,200 set of tires, that is $300 to $360 in additional value from a procedure that most independent shops perform in 15 minutes. And include at no additional charge with a scheduled oil change. The only thing preventing most drivers from doing it is not knowing the interval. Not knowing it is often free, and not having the habit built into their regular maintenance schedule. Build the habit now. Every oil change, tire rotation. Write it in the logbook. Ask the shop to include it. The 15 minutes it takes to rotate 4 tires will extend the life of your current set by tens of thousands of miles, and eliminate at least 1 full premature replacement cycle over your ownership period. Mistake number 3. You are ignoring wheel alignment, and there is no warning light telling you it is wrong. Your car's engine has a warning light. Your brake system has a warning light. Your battery has a warning light. Your coolant temperature has a warning light. Every critical system in your vehicle has an electronic sensor monitoring its condition, and a dashboard indicator ready to alert you the moment something trends outside normal parameters. Wheel alignment has none of these things. There is no alignment sensor. There is no dashboard warning. There is no alert, no notification, no indicator of any kind, telling you that the geometry of your wheels has shifted, and that your tires are currently being destroyed at a rate that will bring you back to the tire shop thousands of miles before you should need to be there. Wheel alignment, the precise angular relationship between your tires and the road surface, can be knocked out of specification by a single significant pothole strike, a hard curb impact, or even the gradual deterioration of suspension bushings over time. When alignment shifts, the tire no longer rolls in a perfectly straight line relative to its direction of travel. It scrubs sideways against the road surface with every rotation, not visibly, Not in a way you can hear or feel in normal driving conditions, but measurably, constantly, and destructively. Tire engineers describe a single degree of misalignment as producing 28 feet of sideways scrubbing for every mile the tire travels. At 15,000 miles per year, a tire 1 degree out of alignment is scrubbing sideways for over 79 miles every 12 months. That scrubbing does not wear the tread evenly, the way normal rolling contact does. It produces feathering on the tread blocks, one-sided shoulder wear, and diagonal wear patterns that cannot be corrected by rotation, because the cause is geometry, not load distribution. A tire destroyed by alignment cannot be saved by rotation. It can only be replaced, and then destroyed again by the same alignment problem on the new set. While the driver concludes that their tires simply do not last very long, the financial consequence of ignored alignment is the most extreme of the 3 mistakes in this video. A set of tires on a vehicle with significantly misaligned wheels can reach its wear limit in under 10,000 miles. A set that should last 50,000 to 60,000 miles under normal conditions is gone in 10,000. The driver replaces the set. The alignment remains uncorrected. The next set lasts 10,000 miles. The cycle continues until the alignment is fixed, or the driver accepts premature tire replacement as a permanent feature of their ownership experience, spending $800 to $1,400 every 10,000 miles on a problem that a one-time alignment check costing $80 to $100 would have identified and corrected in under an hour. The fix is annual. Have your wheel alignment checked once per year, and immediately after any significant impact. A hard pothole strike, a curb hit at speed, any suspension contact that you felt through the steering wheel or the seat. Most tire shops perform a 4-wheel alignment check in under 30 minutes. If the measurement is within specification, you pay nothing, and you drive away knowing your tires are not being silently destroyed. If the measurement is out of specification, the correction costs $80 to $100 and saves you the next premature set of tires. The return on that $100 investment, calculated against the cost of a single avoided premature tire replacement, is between 800% and 1,400%. There is no maintenance investment in automotive ownership with a higher documented return than a correctly timed alignment check. The 45 million tires that were prematurely replaced in the United States last year were not worn out by bad roads or bad luck. They were worn out by 3 habits. You now know all 3. You know what each one costs. You know why it happens. You know the exact fix for each one: a door jam sticker, a rotation schedule, and an annual $80 alignment check. This video saved you a set of tires. Subscribe and I will see you in the next one.